Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Eric.
And this is Seth.
And welcome to 3Play, where we review video games, movies, and anime. This week we're going to be reviewing Dark Souls, available on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
The story in Dark Souls begins back when the world was just being created, and dragons were the only thing that were on the world. They ruled the world, obviously, since that's all there was, and then humans came into the picture. And when the humans came in, there were these 4 great lords that were also created, and those 4 great lords and the humans all worked together to live on the world, but the dragons were just terrorizing and destroying everything. So the 4 great lords got together and devised a way to destroy the dragons once and for all. And once they were able to destroy the dragons, this new disease appeared known as the Dark Sign, and it started affecting all the humans around the world, and it was turning them into these undead creatures known as hollows. And that's the main backstory for the game. Your quest begins in jail. You're locked up and somebody throws you a key to escape. You are affected by the Dark Sign. You are one of the undead, and it's time for you to get out of that jail and figure out what's going on.
Dark Souls is the successor to Demon Souls, although it is not a sequel. This game is extremely difficult. It will annihilate you. If you're looking for a challenge, then this is the game for you. This is an action RPG game set in a medieval style world. You can summon other players to help you fight, but they can also invade your world and murder you. Other players can leave messages to help you in your journey if you decide to trust them. You can level up, buy items, and travel across a huge open world where you can become powerful enough to take down any boss. That is, if you're brave enough to travel the world and if you have the patience needed to survive. Nothing is given to you, and everything is taken, but you become stronger because of it. You will not regret your time spent here, and when all is said and done, you will have triumphed over one of the most ruthless games in history.
The gameplay in Dark Souls is like a third-person action hack-and-slash type game, I guess. It has a lot more depth than your usual hack-and-slash game. The enemies are extremely scary to fight. Every one of them has the possibility of killing you, so you need to be wary around anything that you're fighting, even if it's a lower-level creature that you've killed millions of times before. It could take you out this one time. You can lock onto enemies, strafe around them, you can backstab them while they're on the ground after the stab, you can heal yourself, run away, you can do whatever. You can also have a light attack and a strong attack. You can put a shield for your left hand to block with, of course, or attack with even. You could dual wield by equipping another sword in the shield slot. Every weapon and shield will have a base strength or dexterity stat that you need to have, or the bows even. If you do not have that, you can still wield the weapon, but it's just not going to be nearly as effective as it could have been. That will either slow the weapon down, or it'll make it so that you can't swing it fast enough to cut through the skin of an enemy, or you could not shoot the bow properly. All these different things, they all factor in. And now on to what the game is known for, its difficulty. This game is extremely difficult. You will die a numerous amount of times, over and over, by weak and strong enemies alike. This game just does not care for you at all. It is not holding your hand, and it's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. Due to this, the sense of accomplishment that you get from beating an area or killing a certain enemy or defeating a boss is second to none. This game will give you the highest sense of accomplishment out of most any game that you've played. It's pretty awesome to finally conquer an area or reach a bonfire that you couldn't reach for the longest time and just finally make some progress. It isn't that the game's unfair in any way at all. They did make Demon Souls, so they know what they're doing, obviously. They've honed the difficulty to a precise maximum. It is hard, but it is always doable. The bosses, they're gigantic, they're freakish looking. There's this crazy music playing in the background as you fight them. It's an extremely scary time to fight a boss. They're hard as balls as well. Even the regular enemies will take you out. When you kill enemies and bosses and whatnot, you'll get souls to level your character up, and you can level up your strength, or you can level up your health or your defense. There's all kinds of things, your magic. You can buy items from certain NPCs, and maybe even buy into quests or tips from other characters. You can also get humanity. It's an item that, when used, you can revive yourself with it, and you can also use it to kindle these bonfires. When you kindle a bonfire, it will increase the amount of healing items you have, and also help another player out that's near that bonfire in the world. The bonfires are the checkpoints of the game. When you reach them, you'll see other players just kind of resting and hanging out. When you use the humanity to revive yourself, you leave yourself open to attacks from other players who are just out for some blood and your humanity. When you die in this game, you can go back to your body and try to pick your body back up, and you lose all your souls and your humanity that's on you at the time when you die. If you do not get back to your body and pick it up in time, before you die rather, you will lose everything that you had on you. If you get back there and pick it up, you'll reclaim it all. To prevent such things from happening, you can summon people into your world, if you're alive that is, and they can help you fight the boss or just kill a bunch of enemies in the area. You cannot talk to them. The chat is off in this game. They're just phantoms in your world, and they just are there to help you out. But if you play it safe, you can manage everything on your own. You just need to be careful, because the game will kick you on your ass, and it will laugh while it does it. As for those wondering about the length, I would say the game's a good 40 to 80 hours long your first run through. There are infinite amounts of New Game Pluses you can go through. Every time you choose New Game Plus, it gets harder, but you can get yourself even stronger. And that adds an infinite amount of replayability to this game.
The visuals in Dark Souls are aiming for a more realistic approach, and they look great. The armor shine, the fur ruffles, the enemies stagger about, and giant suits of armor lumber towards you. It's all a very medieval aesthetic. Giant castles, underground layers, dark hallways filled with enemies, huge swamps filled with nasty mosquitoes, and giant scaly lizard things. There are all kinds of creatures and horrors waiting for you around every corner. Everything will feel new and different, and that adds to the overall value of the game.
Oh, you're no Hollow.
The audio in Dark Souls is fantastic. I can't say enough good about the audio in this game. It works really well. From the enemies gargling, their extremely freaky roars, the buzzing of the giant flying insects. Everything in this game was made to just scare the shit out of you. Every area will have its own kind of ambient sound effect noises going on. Some of them will put you very uneasy. Discerning what is a creature and what is the sound in the background will become second nature to you if you even want to survive going through these areas. Everything from the stabbing to the clanging of metal on metal to a giant character decked out in armor rolling on the ground to a small character diving across the ground. It all sounds excellent, and it all fits really well into the game. The voice acting in the game, obviously there's not a whole lot of it. It's not exactly the game's strong suit anyways. You don't really hear too many voices. It's not that great when you do hear it. Everything sounds depressed, like you'd expect, and that's pretty much the extent of it. You don't really talk to too many people, so it's not something that's really going to bug you. What this game is all about is just the creatures freaking you the hell out, and you never feeling easy about going into any area because you can hear them all just walking around in there or shuffling their feet or screaming or making their weird noises. Everything is just perfectly crafted to just freak you out. The boss music in this game is excellent. It really fits the game extremely well. It's very chant-like music. It's kind of freaky to hear. It sounds excellent. It fits actually the world that you're even in. The music sounds great for the world that you're in. When you hear the music and you see the boss just charging at you with his gigantic weapon ready to smash you into the ground, it's just gonna freak you right the hell out, and you know that you're playing something special at that point in time.
Is it not so that thou art new?
So obviously, from what you can tell, I really like the game. It's extremely fun. I loved Demon's Souls as well. That game was excellent. This game brings the exact same stuff to the table, just more refined and even harder than the original. Everything is perfect, and I cannot recommend this game enough.
I love any kind of RPG game. Anything that has leveling up or different weapons you can choose is just kind of, I just love it so much. Like Fable or Borderlands or games like that. So I definitely enjoyed this game. The controls were a little weird for me at first, and I'm not sure if there is a pause menu, but I didn't find one.
No, you can't pause in this game. It's all online. Free time.
Well then, there you go. That's something I can't really get used to because my entire life has been filled with games that you can pause. But other than that, it's not really like that big of a problem. And I just love all the fighting. The enemies are insanely huge, which is awesome. And it's just an overall fun game.
Was it you who rang the bell of awakening?
Alright, that's our review of Dark Souls. Thank you for watching. Please check out our other videos. We have many more reviews, so please check those out. And we just want to give a quick little shout out to savingcontent.com, who promoted our YouTube channel. That was really nice. I want to thank the whole team there. And Scott, thank you very much for doing that for me. And there will be a link below to check that site out. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Too soon, Dark Knight. The missing ingredient to finding hostages is secrets, and you don't have enough.